Uh, this is organized by Kolkata Meetup Group, and we have a hot explore topic and a very talk about topic, which is mastering MuleSoft Agent Fabric. We'll take it from the architecture to the deployment of each of everything that we'll be showing today. So, hello everybody. Thank you all for joining today. We'll be discussing a very important topic, which is MuleSoft Agent Fabric, and I'd say important plus a evolving topic. In this session, we'll explore what Agent Fabric is, how it actually works, most importantly, why organization, especially enterprise organization, should consider adopting it. And we'll also aim to address the common questions around its architecture, or we'll help it using the use cases, real world implementation as well. By the end of the session, you should have a clear understanding of when and why to prefer MuleSoft Agent Fabric and how it actually fits to integration, enterprise integration, a modern enterprise integration, and all the strategies. So let's get started with the session. Before starting it with our session, I'd like to have all the safe harbor statement in place. Both the speaker and host are organizing this meetup individual capacity. We are not representing our organization here. This presentation is strictly for learning purpose only. We do not hold any responsibility that same solution will work business use case. This presentation is not meant for any promotional activities. Now, give me 1 minute to introduce with my organizers of Kolkata Meetup Group. Firstly, as you can see, Jyoti Chaube. I am working as a senior solution consultant at KDS Consulting. This was about my role as Keyless Consulting organization. Now, if I talk about MuleSoft community, I am a MuleSoft ambassador. I am a leader in Kolkata Meetup Group. I am also a speaker. I am a Meetup leader group. I am, I'm evolving around there. So let's get to Priya Shaw. Then we have Suman Chatterjee, Ranil Paul, Brajeshwar Roy. After that, I am also a speaker, and my co-speaker, who is Ishwant Kundru. I would ask him and request him to please introduce himself.
Hey everyone, my name is Ishwant Konduru. I'm currently working as solution consultant and KLS consulting. And like in the further time, I'll be giving a walkthrough throughout MuleSoft Agent Fabric from scratch to the end. So at the end of the meetup, you'll like okay, so I have understood end to end of what is Agent Fabric. You'll enjoy this session.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ishwant, for that. So let's walk through the agenda, what we'll be presenting today. So firstly, we'll be having overview of MuleSoft Agent Fabric. We'll go through the common terminologies that will help you to understand what is actually MuleSoft Agent Fabric, how is it helping around with other people and everything. We'll have a real-time business use case, which will help you understand each and everything that doubt might come. And the next thing is prerequisites that are required for one to work with MuleSoft Agent Fabric and how to utilize it. After that, we'll have a demo. We'll have a quiz session as well, amazing quiz session. And I think everybody, all of you will enjoy that a lot because I also eat. Yeah. So the next thing is please feel free to ask your question, drop your question in the chat box. We'll definitely answer it in the meeting chat itself. Or also we can have it a separate time between a session wherein we can answer all those questions. But please feel free to fire all the questions that you have. After that, let's actually start a meetup today and let's try and answering why only MuleSoft Agent Fabric, why are we actually talking about it? So firstly, that comes up in our mind is today organizations are rapidly deploying AI agent, be it co-pilot, be it any automation bot, be it assistance or anything like that. Every team wants AI agent. But most of these agents are built independently without centralized governance, visibility, or any orchestration of any kind. Let me give you an example of that. Imagine a support AI that retrieves customer data. If that needs to happen, it has to directly connect with CRM or database without going through any governed layer. That creates a risk. Now imagine 20 such agents across department, each directly accessing system in their own way and in the similar way. This leads to the agents sprawl. We lose visibility into what agents are actually doing. Security becomes very hard to enforce, and scaling becomes chaotic completely. So the real issue isn't the AI adoption in the modern era. The real issue is unmanaged AI at enterprise scale, and that's the problem we will solve today. So moving on to the next topic, that we'll understand how is this evolution helping us out. So how is actually MuleSoft Agent Fabric a best solution for enterprise level? In simple terms, it creates a structured boundary between an AI and an enterprise system that we have. Instead of allowing all agents to directly call backend system, it enforces API mediate access. That means every interaction goes through managed APIs. It gives centralized governance. Policy can be enforced very easily. Security rules are applied consistently. For example, if you don't want to share your SSN or you don't want anybody to use SSN while creating your object, it will stop it there itself. It will not accept it there itself. Also, access is controlled completely. We have all the access in our control. It also provides end-to-end observability. We can also track what an agent is doing, which API is getting called, which action is getting triggered, and how the system responds to each and every action that you're performing with the AI, the deployed AI. And because it's built on integration foundation, we are all evident that reusability and scalability would be always checked there. So I think we all till now have understood why is it so special and why actually we should consider when it comes to an enterprise level, because it combines AI with API-led connectivity. It brings governance into intelligent automation. It doesn't just help us build out an agent, it also helps us how responsibly we can use it all across the enterprise scale. Now, that what makes it enterprise ready completely. And I hope that would be helpful for you to understand why actually we are preferring agent fabric. Why is it a hot topic that we are discussing all around our organization and our MuleSoft community, I'd say. Now we'll be on how the request actually flows. This is I'd say a short or a little overview of what we will be discovering everything today. We'll have demonstration of each and every word that I have written in here, and we'll make sure you all understand everything. So to start with the overview, firstly, on my left hand side, if you see a user interacts with AI, for now I'm considering to be a Slack because the use case is based on Slack right now. We'll be interacting with Slack itself, which we are doing in our case. This agent understands what request we are getting. Now, once we send out a message to our AI agent, which is our interface, the agent firstly, it has to understand the request, and then instead of directly calling the backend, it has to go to the broker. Now, broker in one way you can consider it is to be their brain who actually understand and acts as a mediator between which part has to be triggered when I have received this call. Okay, so those APIs that a broker calls, it has all the governance and policy applied. So API then in turn communicates with the enterprise system and everything that we have. This creates a secure environment, a observable environment, and where we can scale based on whatever we need. Okay, so I think we have a lot of facts that prove that MuleSoft Agent Fabric is everything that can transform the way how we use AI at this point in time. So we have the answer that MuleSoft Fabric transform AI from experimental automation to an enterprise grade architecture. Now, let's explore more on the foundational translation into a real time use case that will help you understand better with Ishwant. Ishwant, over to you.
Thanks, Jyoti. That was a great high-level overview, I can say. Let me share my screen quickly. So let me quickly start explaining about some important terminologies before we start into MuleSoft Agent Fabric, so that like we all page. Okay, before I start explaining these agents, like any one of you have ever used any agent. It can be an Alexa, Amazon Alexa, or any Flipkart shopping assistant that can help you to track your order, or that can help you to query anyone. Anyone can answer in the chat box. Anyone have you ever used the agents? Okay, so before I explain this terminology, just like let me tell you a small story. Being an MuleSoft developer and working in 2 to 11 shift, I usually log out at 10:30, 11. So one day there is a P0 issue that came up in my project. So I need to extend my hours and I'm feeling so hungry. Of course, if it is 11:30 p.m., I would feel hungry. And I quickly opened my Swiggy. So I don't even have time to browse the products and gather every information about the food because I'm working on a P0 issue. And I simply wrote a prompt to my Swiggy agent. I simply write a prompt to agent that like, get me a pizza under 300 rupees that is available right now. And I want it to be vegetarian. I want it to be a veg pizza. So what my agent does is like what my Swiggy agent does is it went and it has connected with the nearby restaurants and it bought all the products that are available. And once it got all the data within it, so it filtered some of the data. Like I said, I need under 300 rupees and I want it to be veg. Once it filters all the data, it gives back me the handle and asking me, so this is the pizza that I have selected. Would you like to proceed with the payment? And when I say yes, it navigates me to the payment gateway. I'll simply do the payment and I'll receive the pizza at my foot. So if you can see, this is a very simple use case, simple thing that we usually do on everyday, day-to-day life. The complete task which I need to do manually, open Swiggy, filter, search for restaurants which are open, and filter products that I want, and check for the prices, then do the payment. These all things I need to do manually, but this has been automated now. I just gave a prompt and did the payment, and I got my pizza at my home. So what happened here? All the thing that I need to do have has been automated. This is nothing but an agent doing. AI agent is nothing but understanding my request, basically prompt, and making decisions on its own and getting the task done, getting the task I want to done. And when I trigger the agent, it is talking with the other restaurants or other enterprise systems to fetch the data. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, which is nothing but a standardized agent tool communication. Like let's say we have REST APIs. REST is a standard protocol to enable communication between in the with using APIs. Similarly, when agent want to communicate with an MCP server or any agent, it uses Model Context Protocol. It is a standard protocol. And I said like I'll be calling a payment gateway. So that is via an API. API is nothing but executing backend operations which can provide data services through managed access. So like team, like are we good on the terminologies? Can we move ahead? Or anyone need any more clarity on terminologies? Okay, I would consider that as yes, and I'll keep on moving. So if you can see in this slide, like in a day-to-day life, our organizations are keep on evolving Okay, so like Nikita, you're asking me about MCP. So MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, which is used for communication between agents. Now, like let's say if you are a user, like you're communicating with me in a common language, English, and when it comes to agents, they also need some standard protocol to communicate between them. So MCP is a standard protocol where agent can communicate with any system, and MCP has tools. Let's say if my organization is having an MCP server on top of my database, I'll expose few tools where any agent comes to my MCP, understands what all capabilities my agent is having, and it will get the work done. I hope that answers your question. Okay, and continuing with agents. Okay, so organizations are keeping on evolving with a lot of agents, right? So with these agents on So with these agents keeping on going on, uh, visibility becomes very low. Like let's say at one point, I created one agent. My IT team created password an agent to handle with password queries, and my finance team is working on invoice. On the same time, my operations team created another agent to work with the sales. If you see, so see there is a conflict over here. See, sales and operation teams are working on invoice, and finance team is also working in invoice. And here we have IT team working on password reset. Again, a different IT guy created another agent for password reset. So it became messy, right? Different when you have a lot of agents, duplication of work happens because like we don't know what all agents we have. And second thing can be governance. If I have 100 individual agents, how do I govern them? How do I implement security policies on them? And monitoring also becomes difficult. I don't know, like let's say I don't know how many requests are getting for the operations agent and how many requests I'm getting for finance team. So like I need some metrics to scale up. So to solve all these problems, there comes one solution, MuleSoft Agent Fabric. So if you see, some MuleSoft Agent Fabric acts as a central hub, intelligent AI broker hub, where for each department that you want to separate, you can use a local broker. Broker is nothing but a logical layer that enables communication between the agents. Now, so and I also have an agent registry where I have list of all the agents and the MCP servers. Now I'll not have an issue while creating any new agent. Let's say I want to implement a new task, then I'll simply go to the agent registry and I will check whether if there is an already existing agent with the same functionality that need to be implemented. If I have something like that, then I'll simply reuse that agent from the agent registry. That is the advantage of agent registry. You can discover and reuse all of your agents in your organization. And second thing is your broker. Where the all the orchestration happens. So broker in an agent network, you can have multiple brokers and you can enable communication between the brokers. So you'll directly talk to the broker and broker will take care of the rest of the thing. Maybe you need to talk instead of talking with 3 to 4 agents to get a task done, directly talk to the broker and broker can internally talk to multiple agents and it can get your work done. That comes your orchestration, the second part. And third part, when you have everything organized in a network, you can easily govern them and implement policies. When you have any PIA, personal identified information, that you should not be sharing with AI, you can simply apply a PIA policy on your agent network so that like any user sharing information by mistake to the agents will be halted. We can halt the process there itself so that like our data is safe and secure. And the best part of the agent fabric is like agent visualizer, where you can see the agent fabric complete agent network in one screen, and you can also see what are the policies applied on it and what are the success rate, what are the metrics. You can see all of them in a single UI. I'll be showing through I'll be in the demo part, I'll be showing them step by step how to do all these things. And let's talk about a little more about architecture. So I hope like everyone understood about what is an agent fabric and how it is solving agent sprawl problem. Can we have some reactions on the screen? Okay. So in simple words, I can say in such a way, like if you consider all of your agents as students in a school, principal will be your broker. If you have anything, you'll just go and directly talk to the principal, and principal will get your work done via teachers or students. In a similar way, we have agent broker on top of all of our agents. Anything we have will request to the broker, and broker will internally communicate with the agent, and he'll respond back with an answer. That is how agent network. And now let's make it one more level, and let's talk about little more about technicalities. uh, the very first step is agent anypoint exchange. So while creating agent fabric, you need to create an in the anypoint code builder, you need to create an agent fabric network that is in an YAML file. In the YAML file, you will be specifying all your agents, what all agents you have, and skill set of the agents, what are their capabilities, and how do you want to function. How can I say this? So your broker should understand what is the capability of agent, and you can define your complete business in the agent fabric broker in the YAML file. And once you create an YAML file, you will publish it to the Anypoint exchange. That is what our first step is. First step is very simple. You create an YAML file. Like similarly, we write RAML in our MuleSoft, and then we publish it to the Anypoint exchange. There we'll be having our Anypoint assets, agentic assets. When I say we are publishing it to exchange, it means we are publishing it to agent registry, where the developers can reuse and discover all the agents that we have. And there comes our second part. We deploy to the runtime manager. We come Once we define all of our YAML file, we deploy our agentic network to the runtime manager in a private space. And on top of private space, like we enable two flex gateways that are two managed gateways actually. The first flex gateway is for ingress request, and second gateway is for egress request. So basically, being an end user, I will just write a prompt and I'll send it to the broker via flex gateway in a private space. So that will enable a secure communication. And now broker should do my work. When I say get my bring me all order a pizza under 300 rupees, so it should talk with the restaurants, it should talk with the payment gateway, and it should talk with the rest of the agents as well. So there, then it uses the egress gateway. It uses the egress gateway and enable communication with the rest of the agents. That is the fourth one. And in the fifth one, anypoint monitoring. You can see all the logs, all the metrics, and everything in the anypoint monitoring. So MuleSoft Agent Fabric is focused on four core pillars. Uh, no, the Agent Fabric doesn't work in Anypoint Studio. You need to use Anypoint Code Builder. And coming back to the four pillars of Agent Fabric, we have Agent Registry, we have Agent Orchestration, we have Agent Pods, we have Agent Visualizer. That is, in the very first step, in the Agent Registry, we discover and publish all of our assets. And second thing, we define our orchestration layer. That is like how the broker should work, whether should it call the first agent first and second agent second. How do you want to define the business? It completely depends on the business logic, how you want to define. And once you define the logic, you can enable policies over there. You can enable all the policies, any policies that can be basic authentication, client ID, client secret that we usually do on REST APIs. And then we have separate policies for MCP servers that need to be taken care of. And we have similarly agent card policies. We have separately for each and every asset that we can publish into the exchange. And once we govern all of them, we can observe all of the network into the agent visualizer. So I hope like the four pillars are clear. So can we move next? Can we? So before explaining the use case, like if anyone have any question related to Agent Fabric, we can quickly answer them and we can just start about use case and I can show you end to end how do we do that, how can we deploy that. Can you maybe give in some brief about those gateways in a simple way and what T1 and T2 is? I'll explain you how those gateways work in the further demo. And here, to understand Agent Fabric in a better way, I have taken a simple use case to understand and demonstrate it in a easiest way. I have just taken couple of agents and I have taken one MCP server. So basically, the use case is in an organization, the management want to replace their HR with the agents. So gradually, they have started implementing agents. They want to implement leave agent. Leave agent basically does what it does is it handles all the leave queries that are coming to, maybe it can approve leaves, it can generate leave summaries, and it can fetch all the employee leave data that if you want. And we can also go for the salary agent. Salary agent handles the payroll queries that we have and any query that is related to salary discrepancies. And Slackbot is an MCP server that enables communication in the organization. Other, let's say a new employee has joined the organization, so you want to let everyone know that a new employee has onboarded. So you simply write a message to the MCP server that like an employee onboarded, you provide him the credentials. It will send an onboarding notification to the all the rest of the employees in a particular channel you want to do, and it also enables communication throughout the channel. So these are the individual agents that we have. Now let's say I created these agents. How can my rest of the devs know that I created these agents and they reuse them? Or how will they get to know if they want to implement any policies on them? And how will the higher management will have any high level overview of the complete agent network that organization is having right now? So there comes our MuleSoft Agent Fabric. And in the code builder, when you create YAML file, you will see something like this. I'll be showing you this in the further part. So I have the very first thing, I have registered all my agents in the agent registry, and I also have one Slack MCP. I have created this, and wait, I'll highlight and I'll show you. The very first part, agents. As I mentioned, I have two agents, so I have registered them in live agent index, and I do have one single individual MCP server, and I have registered in MCP's column. And now I want to work all these three together. So I have defined one broker here. So when I have any query related to this leave, salary, or any HR related task, I'll just directly write a message to the broker, and broker will intelligently think, and it will pick the right agent, or it can be any leave agent or Slack MCP onboarding notification, or it can be salary agent. So instead of me talking with three agents, I have one point of contact. I will be directly talking to the broker. So broker will be taking my request, and it will pick the right agent or MCP to, it will get the work done, and it will revert back to me. And these all things are in agent network, and one agent network can have multiple brokers. You can define multiple brokers according to your business. And if you're defining something in an agent column, it is not necessary that it should be part of an agent broker. So before I start demo, we have some few prerequisites. At least we require two agents to implement agent fabric. In our case, that is, we have salary agent and leave agent, and we must have a private space because the MuleSoft agent fabric should be deployed in a private space. And we need to have two flex gateways. And when I say flex gateways, it should be managed flex gateways. And everything is automated from the Anypoint code builder. So For this, you will be needing Titanium subscription, and if you're using if you're going for advanced starter pack, that would be enough. And definitely you should have an LLM, because I will be sending a request to the broker, and broker should interpret the prompt, and it should understand the capabilities. So some brain should work. That broker is nothing but the LLM that we are injecting. And MCP server is an optional thing, but in our case, we have a Slack MCP to send onboarding notifications. And now I'll be giving a platform walkthrough step by step. This is the end-to-end of Agent Fabric deployment. First thing, we'll create a private space on beforehand, and next thing, we'll deploy a couple of Flex gateways. Then we create agent network. Then, so these are prerequisites. Before creating agent network, you should have one private space and two manager Flex gateways. Those are the requirements for agent network. And you will define the YAML structure. That is the third step, where you will define all of your agent and MCPs and connections there. Once that is done, you will publish it to Anypoint Exchange, that is your agent registry. Then you will deploy the agent network. Then it will automatically implement the policies. Then it will automatically implement few policies that are required for the agent fabric. And once that everything is implemented, we can see everything in the agent visualizer. So can we proceed with the demo? So before proceeding with the demo, we can answer a few questions. Lakshmi is asking, I missed that. Can we do this? Can we do this in a free account? No, you cannot do it in a free account. You should have two Flex gateways and a private space. So either you should go for a Titanium subscription or an advanced plan. Can you maybe give some more brief about those gateways in simple way about what is T1 and T2? It's not T1 and T2. We have two Flex gateways, that is ingress and egress. Ingress is a gateway where users send a request to the broker. So all the requests that are going into the network go via ingress gateway, and any request that broker want to send will go using egress URL, egress gateway. My bad. Let me quickly share my screen and show you end-to-end demonstration in the platform.
Yep.
Okay. As I mentioned, the very first step is creating private spaces. So navigate to your runtime manager. On the left side, you will see the option private space. So when you see the private space, click on private space, enter the private space name you want to write. Let's say I write Agent Fabric test. So when I click on create, it will create a private space. Then it will ask me to configure the private network. And based on my network range, I'll be configuring the CIDR value, and I'll just click on the create. That will create a private network for me. That will create a private space for me. For this demo, I already created one private space, that is MuleSoft Agent Fabric. And once we create private space, then the next step is we go for deploying Flex gateways. And while deploying Flex gateways, you should this will work only in Anypoint Code Builder. And in the Anypoint Code Builder, in the Anypoint Code Builder, you have an option to create MuleSoft Agent Network. Once you create MuleSoft Agent Network, it will simply create a structure like this. You will get basic YAML file. And in the YAML file, on the top right button, when I try to run command setup agent network gateways. So if I click on that, it will ask me to select the business group. In which business group I want, should I deploy the Flexi gateways? So I'll deploy the business group here. And the next thing, it will ask me for the deployment environment. So in the KLS consulting, you have two environments. Should I deploy Flexi gateways in design or sandbox environment? So I choose sandbox as of now. And once it is there, like to on which private space you want to enable Flexi gateways, then I should select the private space that I have already created. So that is why we created the private space first, then we are creating the gateways. Once I select the private space here, it will deploy two gateways over here. See, in the runtime manager, on the left side, you will have two flex gateways here. These are automatically deployed. As soon as I click on the private space, in the very next step, it will deploy the flex gateways here. You don't need to do anything. Just one click and your flex gateways are here. And if you see so, it has agent network ingress and egress. We have two flex gateways deployed. Using the ingress URL, we will call the agent broker. And using the egress, broker will call the rest of the agents. Once we have the gateways ready, then we start writing our YAML structure. So first we define all the n number of agents we have in the agent column. So if I simply write any other name over here, that will be transferred here. So if you see, so if I click on this, that is highlighting this part off. So first, make sure you have the agents, then give the label of all the agents here. Once you have the agents, then next tag MCP servers. Write the YAML code for your MCP servers. And what is the MCP server name? And what is the protocol that it is using? It can be streamable, HTTP, or STDIO, anything based on the MCP server that you're doing. And once we define both the things, MCP server and the agents, then we define our broker. So broker is basically what is the logic that you want to define using this agent and MCP servers. So I said like the name of the broker should be HR broker, and it manages all the employee data queries via KLS employee database. And how do I call the broker? Using ingress URL, and the endpoint is employee broker. You will define the endpoint over here. And next you will define the MIME type. So what are the default input models, MIME types that you are processing, and what should be the default output? The broker should respond in a way. And I am bringing a couple of agents, that is salary and leave records. What do they do? What are the skill set of them? So their skill set is like leave agent can fetch employee live data and attendance details, and the salary agent can fetch salary details, payroll summary, all the stuff. And Slack MCP, it can send a message to Slack when an employee is onboarded. Basically, employee onboarded notifications. And what are the tags? Like let's say in your prompt, let's say when you have this word, then it will pick this tool. You can specify some tags as well here, so that it would be easy for broker to understand which tool to pick. And once you define complete your business logic here, then you should provide some brain for this broker. That is your LLM. So LLM, as of now I'm using OpenAI LLM with ChatGPT 5 Mini. I guess I'm using Nano. So when I write a prompt to the broker, it goes to the ChatGPT 5 Nano. So it understands the prompts and it understands the complete business logic. Okay, now in my plate I have all the agents. Now I got this prompt. So this is the right agent. It will pick the agent and it will get the work done. Once you define this complete YAML structure, you have connections here. So connections are nothing but basically I have deployed my leave agent in the cloud app. When I say leave agent, so if you see, so this is the deployed URL for my leave agent in cloud app with an endpoint leave agent. And post this, I will have if I add this endpoints, well, like not endpoints basically, like these are kind of to retrieve agent card. So if I write .well-known.agent card JSON, it will retrieve the agent card of that particular agent. So these are the capabilities of this particular agent. I have leave agent and it has capabilities. These are the skill set, and these are the capabilities, default input and output models. Why this is important? So basically, when you are when you're deploying agent network, it doesn't test connections. In when you're developing any API in MuleSoft, you'll simply check test connection, right? It is similar thing for this. When you're deploying agent network, all the URLs and all the connection links that we have mentioned, it will check for the agent card. If it is an agent, it will check whether the agent is responding back with the agent card or not. And for MCP servers, it will check an connection whether streaming is happening or not with the MCP. And you have your exchange.json where you can specify all the runtime properties that you want to. Once I have the complete network file, I'll simply publish it to the Anypoint exchange. So if I click on this button, it will just ask me for version. I'll specify 1.0.23, and I'll simply click on the publish button. I'll do nothing. I'll simply click on the publish button, and then you'll be able to see all agentic assets in the exchange. This is nothing but our agent registry. Our first part, agent registry. So all the you can find all your assets here. And if you see, so these are of type LLM. When I click apply, oh, just give me 1 second. Let me log in back. We should be good. So basically, I have involved only two agents, but when I select the type agent, I see three because like the whole employee agent network is also published as type of agent in the agent registry. And I have one LLM, OpenAI LLM. You can see that as well that I have published, and I have one MCP server that is like MCP. You can see that. So now I got everything into my agent registry. Now I'll deploy the agent network. While deploying the agent network, and it is also as easy as we have breakfast. I'll simply click on deploy agent network. It will ask me in which private space should I deploy this agent network, in which environment. I'll say sandbox, and it will ask me for the deployment target. It will automatically select the uh, private space and the ingress URLs, because like Anypoint code builder is doing itself. Agent Fabric itself individually do everything internally. We don't need to do anything here, and you need to pass all your runtime properties here. The connection string, the agent card for leave agent and salary agent, and test connection for MCP server, and OpenAI API key. Once we do this, we'll just simply deploy, and then in the runtime manager, if you see, so MuleSoft Agent Fabric, this is deployed. So basically, if you want to pass any extra runtime properties, you can pass it from here. That definitely works. That will definitely work. And if you want to enable any debugging, you can enable it over here, any debugging things. And you will be calling this network via ingress URL. And the next part is, once you deploy the Agent Fabric, the next part would be applying policies on top of Agent Fabric. See, in the API manager, these are the AI assets that I have deployed it into the runtime manager. So for every instance, I can apply policies individually. This is in oh, I guess I need to authenticate it again. Okay, no worries. Okay. And when I go to in the API manager, on the left side, you will be able to see agents and tool instances. So you will have all your agents registered here. If you want to apply any policy, if you like to apply any policy, just click on that particular instance and go to policies. You can apply any policy here. You can see there are a number of policies, inbound policies, and when I click, these three policies are applied by default by the Agent Fabric network itself. Those are the basic policies that are by default. And if you see, so we have A2A card. It will rewrite the agent card URL to match the public URL or the gateway. If you want to do that, you can do that. This is a basic policy that has already applied. And I said like PII detector, it will not allow any personal information. Click on this, and if you move proceed, it will not allow you to uh, any share any sensitive information to the AI. And A to A schema validation. If agents are communicating between each other, so definitely there should be some standard schema that they need to follow. That they need to follow. Basically, JSON, remote JSON RPC protocol. So these things you can apply policies over here, and in the visualizer, you will have everything in one plate. So in the complete employee agent network, if you see so, I'll get more information here. So it is from the MuleSoft platform. It is using OpenAI as an LLM. It has skills to update or check for leave records, salary records, and Slack MCP server. And these are the agents that are linked in this network. And MCP servers we have, and also it will give you the environment type, the where the network is in sandbox environment, what is the asset version that is published into the agent registry, and what are the policies that are applied on this network. And you can also view metrics. View metrics is really a very good thing. It calculates number of requests total that are coming to the. So if you see, so in the last 24 hours, I made 8 requests to my employee broker, and out of them, zero are failure, which gives a zero failure request rate. Give me one sec. Similarly goes for salary record agent for each and every agent, as well. Every instance, every node, you can get this kind of you can get this data. And when you go to point monitoring, you will see everything in more detail. So the traces for this particular instance ID, where it is coming from, how it is going. Um, these traces are nothing but when I send a request to the broker, first it goes to the broker, again it goes to the agent. Maybe agent need to call another agent. There are multiple traces, right? It can give you the complete flow how this is working. That's all about agent visualizer. Now I'll quickly show a demo. Now I'll quickly demonstrate this agent fabric from Slack.
Ishwan, meanwhile, do you want to take any question? Because I'm seeing some questions are related to this only. Or do you want to take it at the end?
Nothing, that's when we can take the questions. Meanwhile, I'll open the post.
Yeah, I can see the latest one from Suman. Why some lines are dotted and some solid in Agent Visualizer?
One second. Let me go back to the visualizer so you'll get me. There is no difference between them. It's just like you are separating them. All the thing you write in the YAML file that will be displayed in the UI part. There is no some such kind of thing. If the lines are dotted, these are not connected, or if it is solid, which means these are connected, you don't have anything like that.
Fine. There are some generic question. I think it's better to take it towards the end because this might take
Okay.
some time. Yeah. You can
Okay.
go ahead.
Sorry, Ishwant, if you're sharing your screen, it's not
Just give
visible.
me one second. Just give me one second.
Lakshmi, like meanwhile, can you tell me like what question are you trying to ask? Can we do this in free account? So, particularly what you wanted to know about free account? Can you elaborate your question?
Sorry, Priya, we have answered those questions.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vidya.
I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, that's visible.
So I said like I have three things in my agent network right now. I have one leave agent, and the other one is salary agent, and I have one Slack MCP. So I will show you these things individually one by one. Then I'll show you the agent fabric network at the end from Slack, how all of these three were integrated. So to send a notification in Slack for an onboarding agent, you need to provide name. I'll simply provide test one. I'll write it like meetup, and if I write meetup.test and Salesforce developer, I'll keep the role as this. And if I click on run, it would be better if I share my entire screen. So this is my Slack, and in the onboarding alert scanner, I just got an message right now. A new employee has been onboarded. Name meetup test, and Salesforce developer. And I'll go back to the Postman again. And in the Postman, I'll be showing you the leave agent, how individually these work. I'll simply send this request. How many leave requests do I have to approve today? When you click on send. So it is saying me like for today you have 5 leaves to approve, and out of them 0 were pending, rejected was 0. So it states that like I have approved 5 leaves. And if I go back to the salary agent, generate me an employee leave summary, or sorry, salary summary. It will simply generate me salary summary. So it is saying that like the total payroll of this month is like 2,87,000 something, and average salary is 57, highest salary, lowest salary. This is how my agent works. In the back end, it understands the prompt, and it calculates each and everything. Now I'll show you in the Slack itself, uh, all three working together. We have one channel, HR support. Hey, at the rate of HR manager, can you please provide the, let's go with salary first. Salary summary of the employees today. It will take a minute time. See, it gave me the response like salary summary for today organization wide is like total payroll 2,87,000, average salary, and highest salary, lowest salary, like whatever the information. So now I'll ask the same HR to bring me these things. At the rate of HR manager, tell me how many leave requests do I have today to approve? Okay. for a particular employee. You can just summarize the leave requests that we have today. Okay, if you see, so like organization-wide snapshots for today is like approved 5 pending 060. Initially, it called the salary agent. Now, it dynamically picked the leave agent. So it is capable of understanding if I get this particular issue, then if I get this particular prompt, then I need to pick this agent. If I get this prompt, I need to pick this agent. Like it is capable of understanding and picking the agents dynamically and call the agents. And I can also onboard an employee. So this is how Agent Fabric works. Hope you enjoyed this session, and over to you, Jyoti.
Thank you so much for going in detail. Ishwant, I would appreciate definitely. And I think all of the people who are on mute right now, they would also appreciate how detailed it was. So I think we are above time, but I think it will take just 5 minutes. We'll play a very exciting Kahoot, and I'm very excited for you all to play it out because yeah, we have a lot of interesting questions that will help you catch the things that you have learned today. So I'll quickly share my screen. Meanwhile, there was one question pending. Ishwant, if you could answer that.
From Nikita, right? Nikita,
From no, I think
okay.
from Reddy Kumar as well, how to register agent in exchange, another technology like Spring Boot, and the Nikita one. These two are the question. I'll quickly start the presentation mode and I'll request everybody to register, keep registering. Meanwhile, Ishwant answers all the questions.
Okay, ready. So, like you're saying that you have an application, sorry, you have an agent that is deployed in Spring Boot. So, how you can do is like you need to expose an endpoint for that, like in such a way that it can respond back with an agent card. Then you can just simply
Jyoti,
paste that URL.
could you stop the sound of this? Means Ishwan's voice is not audible. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Jyoti. Yes, ready. So basically, you should develop your agent in such a way that it exposes the agent card, and you will have an endpoint to call the agent. So you will simply write that in the agent network YAML, and rest of the things will be taken care by agent network itself. It will automatically publish it to the agent registry. I hope that answers your question, Reddy. And Nikita, you were asking me about like in real time salaries are disclosed, right? Then will it show me the salary of other employees as well? No, it will not show you the salaries of other employees. You can enable policies. Let's say instead of directly calling the agent network, I'll make sure that any request that is coming from Slack for that particular user, I can enable an authentication over there, and I can enable PIA policy so that it will not send back any personal information, any other user information to the end user. So we are good on the security side. It will not disclose any information.
Yeah, I think Vishwanath, thanks. I think on top of Vishwanath's answer, I think Reddy, you're asking about the Spring Boot agent, right? So I think from Agent Fabric point of view, it's a technology agnostic. So any agent developed in any technology can be used from Agent Fabric. The flexibility is there in this product. So that's the one of the advantage in Agent Fabric. Any technology agnostic, any even Python agent or any Spring Boot, Java, any agent you can register with the Agent Fabric.
Yes, that is correct, Ravi. It is designed in such a way, develop your agent in any network govern it from MuleSoft.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
Okay.
I would request everybody to start joining. I believe we have 32 participants and 16 has only joined right now. Uh, I would promote more participation so that the competition is tough for everybody. I will give one more minute for everybody to join. Okay, and then I'll get this started. Ishwan, do you want to play this game? I believe I have structured all these questions, so you feel free to play if you want to.
That's fine. That would be a upper hand for me. I don't want to take that.
Okay, I'll start this quiz session. Okay. Yes. So first question on your screen. On the counter of one. Yes. Do we need a private space before deploying the agent fabric? I know the answer. Okay. I think everybody has answered on it. Let's check out the podium. We shall read on top, then we'll
Share
take
on
it.
top.
Next question, how many flex gateway are required to deploy agent fabric? That's great. Ishil will still maintaining his position. Which of the following is not one of the four pillars of MuleSoft Agent Fabric? Okay, we have the answers.
Oh, Pragati is taking the lead now.
Next question, what is the main function of Agent Broker? Remember, I told you it's a brain. Now answer wisely. Okay, we have the answers. I think people attended too attentively that they are answering the question in less than seconds, I believe. Okay. So the podium is changing so fast. Pragati on top, Swapnil maintaining their position. What is the asset type of an agent network?
Agent network.
Fastest finger, I would say, of everybody.
Yeah, it is basically when you're deploying agent network, it is published into agent registry as a type of agent.
Yeah. We also saw it on the exchange. Pragati is still on top. Swapnil and Dave maintaining their position. What is the protocol used by Agent Broker?
To communicate with the agents internally.
That's an indirect answer, Ishwan.
So that like they won't confuse.
Pragati is still on top. That's great, Pragati. That's the last question, just a heads up. Where can we find the metrics of agent in MuleSoft Agent Fabric?
And this is the easiest one of compared to everything.
Agent visualizer. Let's check out. Okay. Which MuleSoft component is used to apply policy on MCP and agents? Be quick. API manager. Let's
Oh,
check out
we
the
got all
podium,
correct
guys.
answers.
REGG is on third, Swapnil on second,
Swapnil is in second.
and first is Pragati.
Pragati.
That's great. Congratulations a lot to all the winners that we have. Thank you so much for being an attentive listener. And yes, one more announcement that I want to put out here itself today, that we might be coming up with a new topic, a new meetup, and that I would definitely say that would be different and exclusive. I'd not announce the name, but topic name, but yeah, you'll get an update on LinkedIn soon.
You can say it is an extension of this meetup.
Yes, and it would definitely be an exclusive meetup. I promise. Yeah, I would just request everybody to turn on their camera. I'll get a quick, cute pictures of everybody uh, for wrapping up the meetup. I see pictures of all boys only. Can I get some? Thank you so much. Yeah, all 25, I request everybody to please turn on their camera if that's possible. Else, let's have a picture. Yeah, I've got one. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining the meetup, for being an attentive listener. Thank you so much for giving your time. I think we are up by 11 minutes now. But still, thank you so much for staying. And yep, bye. Enjoy your day. Have a good night. Have a good day for all those who are working on EST hours. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Great meetup, Ishwan. Thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here.
Jyoti. Bye bye.
Bye.